Hi guys, got a couple questions lately on how to hit out a wet bunker shot. So it rained last night, 3 or 4 inches, so we got a nice wet bunker here. Kind of a difficult shot if you don't know how to make the adjustments, but it's actually pretty easy. Once you get this down, it's going to come out pretty clean. It's going to have some pretty good spin on it, just like your normal bunker shot. I think it's far easier to hit out a wet, kind of compact sand. That's pretty firm rather than that fluffy, super fluffy soft sand. I feel like the club's easy to get lost in there. So let's talk about some of the differences that we would feel here. So if I'm going to hit this shot, let's say my normal bunker shot, what I would usually do is I'd draw a line about a foot, or about 6 inches in front and 6 inches behind that ball. And what I would do, this is out of a normal lie in the sand, kind of fluffy sand. I would pretend that the ball is going to be in the center of these two lines, and I would practice hitting my sand shots where I would take out, starting my divot here and then having that divot come all the way through to this front line. And I would really want my club to enter the sand right on this back line every single time. So when that's done, you'd see a divot kind of like that. Now, when we have hard sand, what's going to happen is you have a bounce on the bottom of your club that you really have to use. So there's like a flange, you'll see this is kind of angled down like this piece of metal, that works like a rudder, and when the club hits the ground, hits the sand, because it's catching this lip that's going down this flange, it gets the club to come back up out of the sand. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean the shaft forward and I'm going to catch this leading edge on the sand. And you'll notice that my club just digs right down into the sand. So look how deep that was. As soon as my club hit the sand, it shot down. So that one's probably, let's say, 2 inches deep. And if I do that, let me go ahead and try that out with this golf ball. I'm going to end up leaving it in the bunker. There we go. So the ball went forward just a few feet. That's because my leading edge is catching the sand and digging down into it. And look how deep that is. I mean, you can see I can fit my whole fist down into that. It's just shooting down in the sand. Very tough to be consistent when you're doing that. So that's what's happening. When we hit a good bunker shot, we're opening the face quite a bit. So if you hold the club up in front of you, opening that leading edge about 30 degrees, 45 degrees, something like that. And now as I set down, this club feels like it has about 70 or 80 degrees of loft on it. And now when I hit the sand, it's going to skip right through it. That's going to keep it from digging into the sand. That's the most important thing. Everybody out there that's struggling hitting out of the sand is either not being aggressive enough, not swinging hard enough, or they're getting that leading edge to kind of dig down into the turf. So with those lines again, let's draw those again here. There's my front line, there's my back line, and I'd imagine my golf ball is right in the middle of that. That fluffy sand I really want to hit well behind the ball. You see my club's coming into the sand probably 4 or 5 inches behind the ball, but in this hard sand, we're going to need to hit a little bit closer to the ball. So here, I would tighten these lines up. I would bring that line maybe 1 inch in and 1 inch in this way, and now I'm just taking a little bit less sand off the ground. So I'm hitting a little bit closer to the ball. But when I do that, that makes me a little nervous, because if I start to get too close to the ball, I could hit the ball first and it could just really shoot way far away. So I have to commit to being aggressive. I really want to hit down into the sand really hard. I want to thump the flange or the bottom of the club hard into the sand to ensure that this is an aggressive strike and that ball is going to pop up. The last thing I want to do is start hitting closer and closer to the ball and get kind of tentative and then scull the ball way over the green. I got to be aggressive. I got to thump the sand every time I'm doing this. So let's go ahead. Finally here, I'll kind of go over some of the basics that we would use with a normal bunker shot, and then we'll set up for our wet bunker shot. So normally I'm going to play the ball a little bit forward in my stance. Most of my weight's on my left foot. I'm letting this club face open up about 30 degrees, and then I'm re-gripping the club. So now, as I have my normal grip, that club face is wide open. From there, I'm going to go ahead and hinge the club up. I'm going to really thump down hard into the sand, and I'm going to really smack it. It's okay to let the club fold back up after contact. So in a full swing, we don't want to get that folding back up. That would be a flip. We'd be adding loft. Here, that's completely fine. That's going to allow the club to come back up out of the sand so it doesn't dig. So to put all the pieces together, ball a little up, weight left, stance is slightly open, face 30, 40 degrees open, re-grip my club. I'm going to hit hard down in the sand, make sure I have that open face, and I'm going to hit just a little bit closer to the ball. It's going to come out nice and clean. All right guys, I hope you all really enjoyed this video, but I got a great bonus for you. If we want to be really good at golf, we want to have tons of speed, have a lot of fun, really start cranking that ball, we got to have a lot of lag and then release that lag to get tons of speed. I've got my #1 lag video. I'm going to play a preview of that here in a second. If you want to click the link that pops up on your screen, if you're on a computer, If you're on a tablet, a mobile device, you're gonna need to click the iCard. You'll get instant access to that full video, plus you're gonna get 5 videos from my Top Speed Golf system. Good luck to you guys, good luck with that lag. Go out there, crush the ball, have some fun. I'll see you in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see, and in this drill what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.